Good evening from Rochester College. We're at the Garth Pleasant Arena. I'm Jacob Rogers alongside with Dominic Santina. Rochester College will be taking on the University of Northern Ohio tonight. Dom, since our last broadcast, Rochester has gone 2-1. Both of those wins coming against WAC opponents. They're averaging 72 points in those 2 wins, and Devin Valco is averaging 25 per game in those last 2 games.
Yeah, Jake, there's going to be 2 girls to watch tonight, Devin Valco, and then on UNOH's side, we got to look at Emily Patton. In the last few games against U of M Dearborn, she dropped 28 points. And then earlier in this season, she dropped 25 against Midway, 31 against Wilberforce, and 15 against Trinity. She is definitely their leading scorer. And like you mentioned, for Rochester, Devin Valco is the go-to player so far since their loss to Indiana Tech. 22 points against Lourdes, and then in their most recent game in an overtime thriller, 28 against Indiana Northwest.
Yeah, Devin's definitely been playing some good ball lately. Rio Dungeon seemed to finally get her shooting woes under wrap. She put up 19 points against Lourdes the other night. But going back to Emily Patton, she's averaging 15.8 per game, but she's only shooting 33% from the floor and 26 from 3. However, she's shooting 81% from the stripe on about 10 free throws per game. If you're Rochester, you definitely have to limit her attacks and try not to foul.
Yeah, for sure. Not the highest shooting percentage from the floor, but she's going to take those shots, and that's who that offense is going to run through. And the big thing is when they face top 10, ranked teams, I should say. They've played 3 of them this season: LTU, number 29, Indiana Tech, number 9 in the country, and Taylor University. She's had less than 10 points in all of those games. So Rochester coming in here as a reserve, see if they can limit her on the offensive end as well.
We are almost ready to tip off. We will go to a break as we will get lineups and the national anthem. When we come back, we will announce the starting lineups to start this basketball game on the Rochester Sports Network. Orpo, and forward for Tayo Larry.
Yeah, Jake. University of North Ohio comes in at 3-5, but three of those 5 losses were to big-time opponents. You mentioned a little bit in the pregame. Number 1, LTU, they lost, and their University of Northern Ohio lost to LTU by a thriller, 56-53. Then they lost to Indiana Tech, 70-50, which Rochester College also lost to earlier in the season. But then they lost. Northern Ohio also lost to Taylor University, 94-48, really early in the season. But they've had a really close game to U of M Dearborn, 87-85, 10-point deficit, and that LTU game that I spoke about just a second ago, a 3-point game. So 2 of their 5 losses coming within a 10-point deficit.
Yeah, Uno's definitely a team that plays very, very hard. So Rochester will have to play their normal game again tonight, Dom. You know Rochester likes to push the ball up and down the floor. So we're about to get underway here. Rochester will be in their normal gray uniforms. University of Northern Ohio will be in black. Rochester will work right to left. Uno left to right. Brooke Fielder wins the tip. It already goes to Devin Valco, who loses the ball, but it's poked out from behind her. Rochester will set up under its own basket, only 4 seconds off the shot clock and game clock. Kuyat inbounds to Fielder. Kuyat works it. Back to Valco for 3, and that's through. Devin Valco connects on her first 3-pointer. That is a good sign to see if you're Rochester, Dom.
Yeah, continuing with the hot hand, 20 points plus in the last 2 games each. Look for them to run through her in the offense.
Uno gives it off. They drive it. They work it back outside, take it back in the lane. A high pass. It's stolen by Valco. Valco will push the ball up the floor. She's on the left wing. She hands it off to Kuyat. Kuyat wants to run the same play, it looks like. Valco has the ball on the left wing to Shred. Back to Kuyat. Down low to Fielder. She puts it up and she puts it in. Another good sign to see there, Dom. Brooke Fielder had 18 points the other night against Lourdes, so hopefully she can get going again.
Yeah, Jake, we talked about it earlier this season that she's got to start finishing at the rim, and it seems like she's got those woes from early in the season under control and now is a dominant force down low at that 6'1" height.
Orpo has the ball. She hands it off. A corner 3 is long and no good. It is rebounded by Larry. She kicks it back out top. Hall will have it. Hall rocks it side to side. She gives it off to Patton, the leading scorer for this Uno team. She uses a high pick. She hits a bounce pass. Jumper is no good by Larry. Shret with the rebound.
Interesting decision there by Patton, Jake. Not willing to take a shot here early on. You have to wonder if in these big games if she's a little hesitant to shoot the basketball.
Yeah, Rochester's one of the leading teams in the WAC right now. She might be a little bit nervous, but I feel like her coach will make sure that she starts shooting that ball more. She is the leading scorer. But like I said earlier, most of her points come from the line, Dom, as 8 of her 15 a game come from the strike. Valco gives it down low to Fielder. He couldn't get the first one to go. She's blocked. She tries saving it, but she steps out of bounds. Uno will have the ball with 8:04 left in the first quarter.
Look for Rochester to go down low more often. Big height advantage there with Brooke Fielder down low. And if she can convert on the glass, they can score a lot of points in the paint here today.
Patton has the ball. She hands it off to Johnson. Johnson has it up top. She uses a Patton screen, gives it back to Patton. She's guarded by Shret. Gives it down low. Back to Patton. Puts it up, and she connects from the free throw line extended. It is now 5-2 Rochester College.
Look for that little handoff and pull up in the middle of the lane. Like we said, Patton's the leading scorer and who the offense is going to run through. And right there, right away, 2 points. But like I said in the open, against big opponents that are ranked or reserves, no more than 10 points a game. So we'll have to see just how effective she is.
Dungeon takes the 3 from top of the arc, and she hits it. That's a good sign for Rio Dungeon. She is a 3-point threat, especially if she gets it going early. Uno brings the ball up the court. It will be Hall. Hall will look to drive inside. She takes it back out, thinks again. She hands it off down low to Larry. Larry tries posting up Fielder. Back to Hall. Hall will take it inside, dribble it off her own foot, but they'll call a kick ball on Rochester.
Uno's really looking to try to pound the post here against Brooke Fielder. We know she's had some foul trouble early on in the season, so no question why they're going down low early.
Definitely, but I was talking with Khalil Gracie of the men's team earlier, and he was telling me about how redshirt freshman Olivia Farrell could come in this game and still be a factor off the bench if Fielder gets in foul trouble. Take it inside, it's blocked by Fielder, and there'll be a shot clock violation. Rochester will have the ball, as they didn't want any part of Emily Patton down low. She got blocked twice there on the same possession. Kuyat's down, she gets back up. Dungeon gives it to Shrett. Gives it back to Rio, who throws it out of bounds as Uno played a little bit of a full court trap there and forced an early turnover on Rochester.
Yeah, if there's one downfall to this basketball team, it is that they get a little too careless with the basketball. And there they commit their first turnover of the game.
We have a foul up top on Kuyat. That'll be her first foul, team second. Uno will re-inbound from the sideline. They give it down low. That is Larry. Larry kicks it out to Patton. She thought about a three, did not take it. Gives it back up top to Leticia Johnson. We have a three-pointer short, rebounded by Fielder, who gives it to Dungeon, who will push the ball up the court for the Warriors. Dungeon hands it off to Kuyat. Kuyat, the experienced senior point guard, works the ball side to side. She gives it to Valco. Valco gives it back to Dungeon, back to Kuyat. Use the pick from Fielder, gives it to Fielder down low, who puts it up, and she can't get it, gets her own board, can't get it again. It is rebounded by Emily Patton. Johnson takes it in to give to Hall outside. She thought about it, did not take it. Gets trapped, she almost throws it away. Johnson has it back. She works up top with Shrett on her with 10 on the clock. It's given back to Johnson down low. She can't convert. Rebounded by Fielder. Kuyat will push it up the floor. Devin Valco has it. She'll take it inside. She'll float one up. She can't get it to go. It'll be rebounded by Shrett. He gives it back to Valco. Valco tries going back inside. She is fouled. She'll get 2 shots at the line. Looks like the foul will be on number 34, Fataya Larry.
Yeah, Jake, Valco there took a drive and tried to hit a floater on the baseline, and Coach Brett Witchner was not very happy with that choice. Kind of felt like a forced shot there, and instead she redeemed herself by taking a nice, strong, aggressive drive and drawing the foul.
Valco knocks down the first of the pair. Valco hits the second as Rochester goes up 10-2 with 5:26 left in the first quarter. Leticia Johnson will bring the ball up the court. She gives it off to Emily Patton. Johnson has it back up top. Rochester's playing the 3-2 zone that we've seen out of them a lot this season. Likes to limit perimeter shots inside and force the ball back outside.
Yeah, they started the game originally man-to-man. Now they've, after this free throw, switched to a 3-2 zone here, and Uno's going to full court press here.
They trap. Kuyat gives off to Shrett. Shrett goes a nice behind the back move back to Kuyat. They beat the press. Kuyat takes it and gives it to Valco, who stepped out of bounds as she tried driving it up the left baseline. Be a second Rochester turnover as we see Jade Smith check in. She'll come in for Fielder. This is something we've seen a lot this year, is Brooke Fielder, who's 6'4", will be taken out and put Jade Smith in, who's only 5'8".
Yeah, it seemed like Brooke was being a little timid down there in the post. Even though she's got that major height difference, she was being a little afraid of Larry down there in the post and not going aggressive to the basket, which is why she missed a couple of those easy layups.
Yep, Fielder has 2 points as she sits. Uno will throw the ball out of bounds. But as I was saying, Fielder has 2 points, but she shot at the ball about 4 times down, and a couple of them have been easy bunnies that she just has not converted.
And even when she's missed, she's got her own rebound and still had a chance to put it back in and just has not converted. And she's got to be a little bit more aggressive where when Coach Witchner brings Jade Smith in, she may not have the height, but she has that aggression to go to the basket.
Kuyat gives it to Valco, who shoots a 3 at the left wing. She can't hit it. That'll be rebounded by Jertaya Hall. She pushes it up the floor. Hall will give it to Johnson, who gives it back to Patton, who works it back outside. And there will be a foul on the floor.
It's going to be on Devin Valco, and I believe while Valco picked up that foul, she also jammed her right hand, which is her shooting hand. So we'll have to see if that affects any of her shots down the stretch here.
Number 13, Kim Charney, will come in for Rio Dungeon. She will guard Rania Orpo. Patton will inbound it from under her own basket, gives it to Orpo. Schredt playing tight D on her, gives it back outside to Schmidt, or Patton, not Schmidt, my apologies. Works it down low. We have a push-off foul. That'll be on Fataya Larry, her first.
And there you go, right away, Jade Smith in there being a little more aggressive and draws a foul against Larry, where Brooke Fielder was given away a little bit. Jade Smith already making a difference just a minute into this game.
Shatisha Dukes will come into the game for Larry. Charney has it as she beats the press. Valco has it. She gives it to Smith down low. She puts it up. She can't hit it, but she is fouled. Jade Smith will get 2 at the line.
Nice aggressive take there by Smith, fading away as she drew the contact. Now she'll go to the line shooting 2.
Jade Smith, always a very scrappy and aggressive player. She always tries to get the ball down low, even though she's one of the shorter players out there. She knocks down the first free throw. Like we've said in previous broadcasts, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. But Jade Smith plays a lot bigger than the 5'8" that she's listed at.
Yeah, the last 2 games we've seen Brooke Fielder, Rio Dungeon, and Devin Valco really step up and lead this team leading in scoring. But any of these players on this team, really a deep bench. You got Kujat, Smith, Schredt, any of them can step up at any given moment and lead this team. And that's just another perk of this basketball team that won a national championship last year.
Orpo converts down low. It is now 12-6 Rochester as they beat the full court press. Charney has it. She looks to take it in and decides to take it back out. Gives off to Kuyat. Kuyat rocks it side to side. She gives it to Valco up top. Charney back to Kuyat. Going to Jade Smith down low. She puts up a half hook. She can't hit it. That'll be rebounded by Leticia Johnson. Johnson looks to give to Orpo, but she cannot. Decides to give it to Patton. Patton, who's the leading scorer of this team, I don't believe she has scored yet now.
She's got 2 points, Jake, but I'm surprised at how little shots she's taken so far in this first quarter.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, with having a couple games with 20-plus points, 1 shot so far here in the first quarter, not a lot.
We have an air ball on the Uno, and Rochester works it back up court at 20 on the shot clock. Kuyat has it on the right wing. She gives it to Schredt. Schredt will look to take it inside. She bodies up. She passes it to Jade Smith, who can't convert. A beautiful behind-the-head pass there from Ricky Schredt.
Got to use backboard right there.
You definitely do. Johnson gives it off to Bethany Blow, who just checked in. That's another air ball. Charney has it. She'll take it up the court. She gives it to Kuyat, to Valco in the corner, launches a 3, and she's long. Rebounded by Schredt, who gives it back out to Charney. Charney to Kuyat. Kuyat will look, take it inside, has second guesses, gives back to Charney. Gives to Schredt down low. Tried pushing off. She couldn't get to go. Gets her own rebound, gives to Charney for 3, and that's rims in and out. Rebounded by Uno. Minute 30 left in the first quarter.
Even though Schrett's a guard, she's not afraid to get in there and get scrappy down low, and then you saw it there on that post-up.
We have a missed 3 there by Emily Patton. Rochester will have the ball. Rio Dungeon will come back in for Devin Valco. Casey Bodell will come in for, it looks like Ricky Schredt. Rochester will inbound it. We also have Robin Pruitt checking in for Kendra Kuyat.
getting most of the starters out here, giving them a break with 1:20 left to go in the first quarter, so they can come back fresh here in the second quarter.
Bodell tries to break the press, gives it off to Charney, who breaks it, gives it to Smith, back to Dungeon, but it's a kick ball. Actually, a pretty nice play there by Patton to kick the ball and not let Rochester get an easy bucket in transition.
That's the one thing about a full court press. This Warriors team can get out and run, and you saw it right there. The one thing you don't want to let them up is let them run and gun, and Rio's going to try to shoot a three here.
Rio pump fakes the three, but she coaxes. It looks like it will be a foul on number 20. That is Shatisha Dukes. And actually looks like Jade Smith will be going to the line to shoot two.
Looks like it was a foul off the ball there, Jake.
Correct. Smith hits the first, put Rochester up 7.
For Northwestern, Ohio, 23.
Kind of a quiet start here, but Rochester shooting kind of effectively from the field.
Smith knocks down both at the stripe. While at the stripe, we had, I believe, number 23, Anna Farahane, come in for Uno. Rochester back in that 3-2 zone. Pat has it in the corner. She has nothing. Gives it back off, back to Pat, shoots a three. She connects. That's just her second made shot. She now has 5 of Uno's 9 points. We see why she's the leading scorer, Don.
Go ahead.
Bodell dribbles it off her foot and out of bounds and go back to Uno.
Yeah, Patton is their leading scorer, and she's going to take shots. It's just a matter of getting her open. Usually takes about 10 to 15 shots a game and shoots 33%, as Jake said, in the open. So not very effective, but she gets those points. And like Jake said, mostly at the free throw line.
Farahane backs in down low. She gets a bucket. Bad pass by Pruitt. And there'll be another bucket. That will be for number 3, Brianna Williams. This Rochester lead is cut to 1 with just 25 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yep, a little bit of a run here by Uno, getting some pressure on these players that came in off the bench. Couple turnovers and easy buckets. Cut it from a 14-6 lead to a 14-13 lead, and a nice run to end the quarter.
Uno pokes it out of bounds. Dungeon inbounds it. Shot clock is off. 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Pruitt works it up top to Dungeon. Dungeon gives it down low to Fielder, who backs in. She puts up a half hook. She can't hit it. Be rebounded by Leticia Johnson, who will slow it up with only 5 seconds left. Johnson will shoot a three, and that's no good. The first quarter comes to an end. It is 14-13 Rochester College. Through one quarter, you are watching the Rochester Sports Network. Back here with second quarter action at Garth Pleasant Arena. Rochester College is up 14-13. Northwestern Ohio will bring the ball up and start the second quarter. Bethany Blow has it. She hands it off. Williams gives it back to Patton. Patton dribbles up top, back to Blow. Blow tries to work inside. She can't get anything. She gives it off down low. No foul called. Ricky Strat has it. She gives it to Kuya, who push it, and that will be a nice poke from behind by Blow.
Well, Jake, Patton following suit here in the first quarter. She took 6 shots there in the first quarter, 2 for 6 from the field, so 33% as she's statistically done this season.
Yeah, and it looked like Patton played the whole entire first quarter and still is out there right now. The sophomore guard out of Harrod, Ohio seems to have a lot of stamina.
Yeah, 10 minutes there, all 10 minutes in that first quarter, and averaging over 30 minutes a game, so she might get a rest at some point, but she's going to be in there a majority of the game, and that's part of the reason why she is the scoring leader for this UNHO team.
Fairhain takes it, and she is blocked but fouled by Fielder. That would be Brooke Fielder's first foul, or would that be her second?
Rochester foul number 12, Devin Valco, her second.
Well, they're going to call it on Valco. That might be a correction here later. I believe that should have been on Fielder.
Should have been on Fielder, I believe, but there's no call there on Fielder. It's called on Valco. The first free throw by Fairhain's no good. Shemaya Butler will come in for Devin Valco.
Surprisingly, Jake, Brooke Fielder, even though she didn't play the whole quarter, she only played 6 minutes, stayed out of foul trouble there. So one player that's been in foul trouble all season long, doing a good job to be a better solid defender and stay out of foul trouble.
Fairhain hits the second, ties up the game. Shemaya Butler has it in the corner. She takes it in, dishes it to Fielder, who puts it up and puts it in. Count that baby in a foul. Brooke Fielder with the and one. Nice little half hook there, Dom. She'll go to the line and shoot one.
Yeah, good sight to see there for Brooke Fielder. 1 for 6 in the first quarter, 2 points. And, you know, Jake, we said Jade Smith's got to start using backboard. Brooke Fielder has to as well, especially when your shots aren't falling, shooting over the rim. But she gets that one to go and hits the free throw.
Fielder's free throw now puts Rochester up 17-14 as we are through a minute of the second quarter. Rochester now playing a trap, but you know when OH breaks it, Blow will have the ball up top. She's guarded by Kuyat. She gives it off. Air ball there by Jutiah Hall. Butler comes out of the pack with it. She pushes it up, slows it up. Gives it back to Fielder again, goes right side. She hits all backboard. That one's off.
She rushed it on that one.
She did. And definitely could have worked for a better shot or worked the offense. But Blow has it. She spins. She is packed and blocked by Brooke Fielder. And that was almost on by Shrett. Patton shoots a 3 and she hits it. She's now 2 for 3 from behind the line. Emily Patton's 3 ties this game at 17.
Looking at the first quarter statistics, no surprise. 2 leading scorers for each team, Emily Patton and Devin Valco, each with 5 points in the first quarter.
That ball is poked out of bounds by Blow. Rochester will get it back. Dungeon will inbound from in front of her own bench. UNOH playing that very tight press they've been playing all game. Dungeon gets it to Kuyat. Kuyat comes out of the pack. She has a wide open lane. She can't do anything with it. He tries this off the Dungeon, can't get that to her. Fairhain comes out of the pack. She puts it up and puts it in. UNOH now up 2, their first lead of the ballgame.
Shrett's got to stay down there. She went up to try to make a block, left her feet, easy layup.
Shrett gives it to Butler. Butler loses it back to Shrett. To Fielder, good ball movement. Fielder puts it up and puts it in. Brooke Fielder now with 7 points. And we'll have a UNOH timeout. We'll be right back on the Rochester Sports Network. And both teams will look to break the huddle as it is 19-19 here at Garth Pleasant Arena with 7:39 left in the first half as Rochester College is taking on the University of Northern Ohio Racers.
Interesting stat from the first half there, Jake. UNOH outscored Rochester in the paint 6-2, so we saw him go down low to Brooke a lot, but because she couldn't convert, UNOH getting more points in the paint.
Yeah, it seemed like UNOH got more offensive rebounds than Rochester there in the first quarter. I could be wrong with that, but it just seemed like they had the ball down low a lot more than Rochester did.
Ricky Shrett had 3 offensive rebounds and Brooke had 2. looking for Taya Larry is the only one that got one for UNOH. So Rochester did outnumber them on rebounds there, offensive-wise at least, in the first quarter. But we'll see how it continues here in the second quarter.
Leticia Johnson gives to Emily Patton. She crosses Kendra Kuyat, but she can't get anything. We have an off-ball foul. That'd be on Ricky Schrett.
Rochester foul number 2, Ricky Scherr. Her first.
That is Schrett's first foul. UNOH will inbound from underneath their own basket. Johnson gives it off to Farahane, back to Johnson. She spins, gives it back to Farahane, who shoots an elbow jumper. She can't hit it. That is rebounded by Schrett. Schrett pushes the ball up court. Dungeon has on the right wing. Try to go down a little fielder. She can't hold onto it, but it is poked away by Farahane. A little bit interesting there to go down low to Brooke Fielder when she had 2 people on her back.
Yeah, two, if not 3 there as the pass was going. Another UNOH defender slid in there, and Rio kind of forced that pass to Brooke there.
Kuyat gives it to Rio, who gives it back to Fielder down low, who throws it just right away. Crew tries saving it, got it back in play, but nothing happening of it. UNOH cannot convert on the other end. Butler has the rebound, gives it to Dungeon. Dungeon races up the floor. She gives it to Schrett. Schrett takes it in. She puts it up and puts it in. A little bit of a broken play there, Dom, as I saw from here. They had Butler wide open down the court, but no one saw her.
Yeah, Coach Brett Witchner was not very happy about it. Luckily, Schrett was able to convert there and get the layup, which kind of calmed him down a little bit, but he was not happy because Butler was wide open on the other side of the court.
Patton has the ball up top, guarded by Butler. She passes it, and we will have a 3 in the corner by Johnson, who hits it. It is now 22-21 UNOH. Dom, this UNOH team is not looking like a team that is only 3 and 5.
No, and Rochester being a little careless with the basketball there as Rio commits another turnover.
Patton hands the ball off, and a 3-pointer is long, rebounded by Butler. Schrett will look to set up the offense and slow it up a little bit. She takes it inside. She puts that up and puts it in on Emily Patton. Nice move there by the senior guard, Ricky Schrett.
If she wants that, she can take that every day, all day. Mismatch there and toughness. It's about the same height difference, but Ricky Schrett just a little more aggressive.
Johnson gives it off to Maddie Schulte. She is long. Kuyat has the ball. She gives it to Butler, who gives it outside to Schrett, who thought about 3, did not take it. Butler has it. She takes it up. She is blocked. Good block there by Leticia Johnson.
Butler's got to go in confident. She was looking for the contact but didn't go hard to the basket. She was waiting for it, wasn't aggressive enough, and that's why it was a block instead of a foul.
Farahane travels on the other end for UNOH. Shay Kaiser and Jade Smith will come in for, I believe, Brooke Fielder and Shemaya Butler.
That looks to be correct there, Jake.
Rio inbounds it to Kendra, back to Rio, who looks all the way up court for Schrett over her head. A little bit of a wayward pass there by Rio Dungeon. That's like the 3rd one we've seen from her tonight.
Yeah, Rio is getting a little ahead of the ball game, and we've seen it from time to time. A little too hot of passes and just a little bit too ahead of the play, and a couple turnovers have come that way because of that.
There will be an offensive foul on Jertaya Hall as she pushed off down low. Rochester will get a break there, inbound from their own basket. Kim Charney will come in for Rio Dungeon, who probably is taking a much-needed break.
Yeah, Rio only had 1 turnover in the first quarter, but she's got at least 2 or 3 here in the second quarter.
Schrett takes it in. She's tied up, gives it back off to Smith, who puts it up and in. Jade Smith with another nice bucket there. Jade Smith is putting on a show right now.
She had 4 points in the first quarter, but a good job there by Ricky Schrett again, not having anything but making something out of nothing.
Schulte has it up top, and they'll call Schrett for another foul. It almost looked like a little bit of a flop there by Hall, but she got away with it, and Schrett will poke of the foul.
Yeah, I caught the end of it. I didn't see all of it, and it looks a little bit like she might have flopped, but I don't know if Ricky Schratt had her head on a swivel enough and kind of just while moving with the basketball ran right into her.
Bodell will check in for Schratt. Inbounds from under their own basket. Leticia Johnson has it.
Warriors in a little bit of foul trouble. Devin Valco and Ricky Schratt, two of the starters, both with 2 fouls.
Williams takes it inside. She hands it back to Williams. Williams gives it to Johnson up top. Only 10 left on the shot clock. Johnson works it. She gives it off. And Fairhaven will take it up, and she'll be fouled by Jade Smith.
That's Smith's first.
Jade Smith picks up her first foul of the contest. Oh, actually on Shea Kaiser. Anna Fairhaven will shoot 2 at the line.
Northwestern Ohio in a little bit of foul trouble as well, as Fatea Larry and Shatasha Dukes both have 2 fouls as well.
Fairhaven can't connect on the first. And she hits the seconds. 25-23 Rochester with 3:45 left in the first half. Bodell will push it up. She'll give it to Charney. Wide open lane for Charney. She dishes it off to Smith. Nice little Euro step there. And she puts it up in a very nice move by Jade Smith.
It looked like a bad situation when Bodell had it in the backcourt, but it turned into a beautiful play, and a nice job there by Jade Smith to take a dribble and get an easy layup instead of having a contested one.
Hall takes a 3. She can't convert. Rebounded and handed off to Bodell. Bodell will push it up, give it to Kuyat. Kuyat sets up the offense at the top of the key, looking at Coach Brent Witchner. She's taking it in, uses a screen from Smith. Smith has it down low. She posts up. Half hook is good off the backboard. Jade Smith with another nice bucket. Found a nice little plug there in Jade Smith.
Had to wonder what the Warriors offense was going to do with leading scorer Devin Velko on the bench with foul trouble. And an easy answer in the form of Jade Smith, now over 10 points in this ballgame.
Brianna Williams airballs. Fairhaven gets the rebound. Uno can't convert. We'll have a foul on number 40, Bethany Blow, as Casey Bodell brought the ball up the court.
I was even questioning, Jake, there that it could have gone the other way. Bodell kind of extended her forearm while driving down the court. I thought that was going to go the other way.
I did too, Don, but the Warriors got a break as it will go on Uno. Kuyat brings the ball up the court. She crosses forward court and sets up the offense. She takes it inside. She pushes it. She can't get anything, but she is fouled by Blow. Kendra Kuyat will go to the line and shoot 2.
One thing these Warriors guards need to do a little bit is attack the paint a little bit more. You've seen it. Schratt 2 easy layups when she's done it, and now Kuyat decided to attack, and she's going to the line shooting 2.
Kuyat, the senior guard out of Frankenmuth, Michigan. She connects on the first free throw to put Rochester up 7. Maddie Schulte will check in after a quick break for Uno. Kuyat's second one is up, and it is through. Rochester goes up 31-23 with 2.5 left in the second quarter. Uno works it up top. They give it off to their leading scorer, Emily Patton. She hands it off. They're posting up down low, trying to get back to Patton. She can't do anything. Good defense there by Jade Smith, and Uno almost throws it away. They get the ball back.
Shot clock at 3.
And Orpo did not realize it, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Very nice defense there by Rochester College.
Yeah, as soon as that play went hectic and they had to try to save the inbounds, they lost, kind of lost where they were with the shot clock and tried to get an open shot, and the clock expired on them.
Kuyat rocks the ball side to side up front. She tries using a Jay Smith screen. She does use the Charney one as well. Charney has it up top, trying to get to Smith. She can't get it. Bodell has it back to Smith. She puts it up, can't get to go, gets her own rebound, but can't control it as Orpo gets the rebound.
That's what they teach you right there, Jake. If you can't find the post, work it around the perimeter and find another way to get it in. That's exactly what Rochester did.
Orpo never saw the ball coming. She loses it. We have a tie-up jump ball. Goes to Rochester. A little bit of a lackadaisical play there by Orpo. And Rochester gets the ball back with 1:25 left.
Yeah, Bodell almost got a steal there, but she knocked it away enough that the ball got loose, and then Shea Kaiser was able to jump in there and tie it up for a jump ball, giving us the possession arrow.
Kuyat has the ball up top. She's guarded by Johnson, who's playing very tight D. Kuyat just kind of rocking it side to side. Nice steal there by Johnson. Gives it off to Schulte. Schulte brings it up, gives it to Orpo. Orpo hands off to Hall. Back to Orpo. She takes it inside. She puts it up with a left-hand floater. Can't get to go. Gets her own rebound. Back to Johnson. Back to Hall. Shoots a three. And that's off. Rebounded by Bodell with 45 left in the second quarter. Kuyat takes it inside. Good pass to Smith. She cannot control it. Smith falls on it. Another jump ball, but this one will go to UNOH. Couple sloppy possessions there by both UNOH and Rochester.
Yeah, but that's exactly what we need to see out of Rochester more. They've kind of been relying on outside shots, and like I said, when Kuyat got to the free throw line, they can have their way on the drive, and that's exactly what Kuyat did and found a nice dish, just couldn't control it by Jade Smith.
Dungeon comes back in for Charney for these last 30 seconds. Leticia Johnson has the ball up top for UNOH. She gives to Schulte. Gives it back to Johnson. To Patton. Patton thought about a three, didn't take it. Gives it back to Johnson to work it up top with 8 on the clock. Patton takes it in. She is tied up and blocked by Jade Smith. UNOH will only have 2 seconds on the shot clock and 9.5 on the game clock.
I thought it was going to be Rochester basketball there, as I thought Patton got it blocked, and then it almost looked like she threw it out of bounds herself. I guess it'll stay UNOH basketball, and it'll be interesting to see how alert they are with this shot clock, because it's going to have to be a catch and shoot, and that's why they're going to bring Brooke in to try to eliminate a little pass right by the basket here.
Brooke Fielder comes in to guard Janae Lee, who just came in, the 6-forward center, and we'll get a jump shot by Patton. She hits it. Only 5 on the clock. Rochester doesn't realize it. Dungeon's going to have to jack it. She does not. Bodell, and nothing going on that last possession by Rochester. The Warriors will be up 31-25 after a sloppy first half, Dominic. You are watching the Rochester Sports Network. We will be right back. are back on the Rochester Sports Network. It is 31-25 Rochester College over Northwestern Ohio after the first half. The Warriors are led by Jade Smith, who had 10 points in the first half on 3 for 6 shooting. My apologies. She was a huge factor for Rochester down.
Yeah, she was, and we talked about it. Brooke not being aggressive enough going to the glass. You put Jade Smith in there, even though she doesn't have the height, more aggressive, and that made the difference.
Yeah, Brooke Fielder still finished that first half with 7 points on 3 for 9 shooting. Our leading scorer is Jade Smith, like we said, but our season leading scorer, Devin Valco, only has 5 points, and she was 1 for 4 from the floor in that first half.
Yeah, Jake, she didn't even take a shot in the second half. She was on the bench in foul trouble. She had 2 fouls, and we saw Ricky Schrett leave halfway through the second quarter with foul trouble as well. They'll enter the second half each with 2 fouls apiece, and we'll have to see how they play defensively here early on in the second half.
The leading scorer for Northern Ohio was Emily Patton. She had 10 points on 4 for 9 shooting. She only took off 2 minutes in that quarter. Rochester gets the ball, start the third quarter. They work it left to right. Kuyat has it up top, looks for something, goes to Valco on the left wing. They're looking for Brooke Fielder down low, nothing there. Schrett, as she drives in, Devin Valco will be called for her 3rd foul. Looked like she was in a little bit of shock on that call down, but UNOH went down pretty hard there.
Yeah, and I think UNOH is playing it up just a little bit, and they're being a little bit softer here than Rochester is, and they know how aggressive the Warriors can be, and that's how they've got a couple fouls, and we're going to really have to see how long Devin Valco stays in with 3 fouls.
Leticia Johnson double dribbles, bring the ball up the court, which will get the ball right back to the Warriors. Kuyat rocks it side to side. She now goes on the left wing. Schrett cuts across the back, nothing there. Kuyat picks up her dribble, goes to Schrett. Brooke Fielder posts up. They look to go to Fielder. She backs in, up and off. Be rebounded by Leticia Johnson.
There it is again, Jake, fading away as she had a little bit of contact, not going into the contact, and maybe because of the way the officials are calling it, not trying to be too aggressive. And she lets up a basket right there, too.
Tisha Dukes puts up a bucket up and under. It is now 31-27 Rochester. Kuyat works it up top. Valco cuts back. Off to Valco, dribbles in the paint. She picks up her dribble, and she is stolen by Leticia Johnson.
I think if you're Brett Witchner, you have to take Devin Valco out right here. Even though she is your leading scorer, she's just kind of playing a little too tentative with those 3 fouls, doesn't want to pick up her 4th, and I think that's why she was hesitant on that dribble to fight for it.
There's a turnover on Uno's end. Schrett finds Valco, who hits a deep 3 from the top of the key to put the Warriors back up 7. Patton works the ball up top for the Racers. Johnson now has it, uses a screen.
Yeah, an open 3 there for Valco, and she gets her first point since the first quarter.
Dukes puts it up. She can't hit it. Rebounded by Kuyat. Comes out traffic with the ball. She goes up quick, takes it right into Johnson. She is fouled, and Kuyat will go to the line to shoot 2.
And Kuyat did the right thing right there. The guard speed for the Warriors is so much of an advantage for them that they got to take advantage of that. And Kuyat, even though she was outnumbered and didn't have the numbers for an offensive set, found the pressure coming from the backside and knew that she had to keep going with it. And once again, when they go strong to the glass, those guards, they're getting to the line or getting easy buckets.
Kuyat hits the first free throw. The second one is up, and it is through. Her free throws put Rochester up 9. Rochester playing a little bit of a full court press, 2 hedging back in the backcourt.
And it continues, Jake. I know we mentioned it at halftime between the two of us. 11 for 11 now at the stripe for the Warriors. And, you know, if you miss a couple of those, instead of a 9-point game, it's maybe a 3-4-point game.
Dukes gives it to Orpo, who is blocked by Schrett. Nice little block there by Ricky Schrett. She pushes it up, works it back outside, double teamed, works it to Fielder down low. Good pass by Fielder to Valco. She shoots a 3. That one's off back iron. Rebounded by Dungeon. Rochester will reset the offense up top.
One thing Ricky Schrett does besides being aggressive is when the play breaks down, she has the patience and awareness to find those extra passes to make nothing into something.
That's the senior leadership out of Ricky Schrett. She picks up her dribble, gives it to the dungeon to Kuyat. Still 10 on the shot clock. Kuyat takes it in down to Schrett. She is fouled down low. That foul will go on Shalisha Dukes. Rochester reset underneath their own basket with a fresh shot clock.
So now a little bit of foul trouble for UNOH as Dukes picks up her third. She's going to check out of the game.
Janae Lee will check in. Now 6'4" on 6'4", down low with Fielder and Lee. Kuyat has it. She kicks it to Valco. Open three on the corner. She hits it. Valco with 2 threes early in this second half. Rochester's lead now is up to 12.
And if Devin stays in the game and continues to stay out of foul trouble, she has 3. If she can eliminate drawing another foul or 2 here, easily has a chance to have another 20-point game.
Orpo with a nice handoff down low. That'll be up and in for Tamika Chot or Fatena Larry. My apologies. Kuyat gives it off to Schrett, gives it to Fielder wide open down low. She misses an easy bunny, gets her own rebound. She tries putting it back up, but is fouled by Lee. If you're Brooke Fielder, you have to make that shot, but she got lucky and drew the foul on the second chance.
The 2 things I've noticed with Brooke Fielder and Rio Dungeon is they play a little too high tempo. They're rushing things just a little bit too much, and you see it on Rio's passes, and we saw it one a couple of possessions ago. She gave it to Kendra, and Kendra was kind of surprised with how fast it came in and that it was coming. And then Brooke there, plenty of time, no one around her, take a dribble and make sure that goes in, and she rushed it, and that's why she missed that first one.
Fielder splits the pair at the line. Rochester's now missed their first free throw of the game. They are 12 for 13 from the stripe, though. Uno brings the ball up down 11. Kesia Johnson has it up top against Kendra Kuyat. Kuyat staying right with her. Great defender in Kendra Kuyat. They go down low to Lee, who backs down Fielder. Back to Johnson. Back to Lee. You've got a little 2-man game going. Johnson shoots a 3. That's up and that's in. Nice shot there by Leticia Johnson and Kendra Kuyat all in her face.
Yeah, good ball movement there, and it eventually opened up Johnson and got Kuyat off her just enough where she could release that shot and then knocked it down.
Schrett takes it inside. She looked for something, nothing there. She tried going up under too strong. Rebounded by Patton. She pushes it forward. Patton slows it back up and resets the offense. She has a wide open Johnson in the corner. Misses it from the same spot she just made one. Rebound by Devin Valco.
I was going to say that I think we need to get a sub, and as I look down, Bodell's going to come in. Schrett looks gassed.
Yeah, I believe that Bodell will come in for Schrett, and it looks like Jade Smith will probably come in for Brooke Fielder. Fielder with a half hook. She's short, gets her own board, puts it back up, puts it in. Nice follow-up by Brooke Fielder there. And that will induce a timeout by UNOH. Rochester College now up 10 with 5:14 left in the third quarter. You are watching the Rochester Sports Network. We are back on the Rochester Sports Network. Rochester College is up 42-32 with 5:14 left in the third quarter. Dom, what have you noticed out of Rochester College here in the second half?
Well, one thing that they've done is they've kind of slowed it down a little bit and limited the turnovers. Even though we had a 6-point lead at half, they outnumbered UNOH in turnovers, 20 combined turnovers, 11 in favor of Rochester and 9 for UNOH. Here in the second half, not as many turnovers for Rochester, valuing the basketball a little bit more. And they've been trying to go down low to Brooke Fielder. And even though she hasn't been converting on her shots, she's been getting a lot of second attempts because of her height and going aggressive and grabbing those rebounds.
Orpo tried putting it down low to Lee. tipped out by Jade Smith, and when Johnson tried to inbound the ball, she threw the ball into the backboard, and it goes out of bounds. Rochester with a lucky stop there, as UNOH could have made this a single-digit game.
That's just not being aware of where you are inbounding the basketball there. You got to know that the backboard's there, and you can't throw that thing high up into the air. Kuyat has trouble bringing it across half court.
Johnson with the steal. She gives it out to Schulte, picks up her dribble, back to Johnson, goes down low to Tarahan, rebounded by Dungeon, and Kuyat comes out of the pack with it. She is pushing it hard. Valco in the corner for three, and that's just off back iron, rebounded by Johnson.
Even though that didn't go down, that's exactly what you want to see. Kuyat knows that we have the advantage in guard speed. She drives in, finds Valco in the corner wide open, and Devon's going to hit those most of the time. You got to keep going like that, especially when you have numbers.
Schulte has the ball up top. She gives it to Johnson, who just hit a three from that corner. She goes in triple threat. She hands it off to Faraham, who cannot hit. Kuyat comes out of the pack again. She sets up the offense up top. Jade Smith has it. She swings it to Dungeon. Dungeon to Kuyat. Kuyat to Smith. A nice little three-man game there. And Jade Smith coaxes a foul. That will be on Schulte. That's Schulte's first of the game. They're team fourth already. Only one more, and Rochester will be in the bonus for the rest of the quarter.
23.
Dungeon comes out of the game. Kim Charney comes in. You have Kuyat, Charney, Bodell, Valco, and Smith. Kuyat takes it inside. Nice little up and under. She can't hit anything but backboard. Schulte has it up top and it's up the offense for the Racers. Hall has it. She gives it off to Patton, who drives it inside. And they'll call a blocking foul on Jade Smith. It almost looked like Patton traveled before that play, but they did not call it. It'll be a foul on Jade Smith. It looks like Patton's a little shaken up there behind the basket. She is okay. Shret will come in for Kuyat.
For Rochester, number 2, Ricky Scher.
And we had two officials make that call, and I think the official on the baseline was kind of unsure. At first he wanted to call a block, but then maybe he was thinking a charge. The sideline official ended up making the call with a block on Jade Smith. I think it could have gone either way, but Jade Smith just slid in there just a second too late. And
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say she's lucky she didn't get a foul called on her there on that three-point attempt.
Patton shoots a three, and she was long with it. We have a loose ball foul on number 12, Maddie Schulte. That's her second, team fifth. Rochester will now shoot two. Devin Valco, the Rochester College leading scorer and leading free throw shooter, will step to the line for the Warriors.
If there's one positive for UNOH in their foul trouble is it's both bench players in foul trouble. Dukes with 3 and Schulte all of a sudden with 2 here within the last minute. So a little bit of foul trouble, but it's none of their starters that are in foul trouble, unlike Rochester.
Brianna Williams will come in for Schulte. Valco missed the first free throw, and she hits the second. Rochester goes up 43-32. UNOH brings the ball up the floor.
Well, even though we've missed a couple, at least we're splitting them at the line. Fielder and Valco have missed but one of the two both the times they've at the line. Other than that, we've been perfect. So I'd even take 50-50 at this point with how well we've been shooting at the line. At least we're picking up a point when we go there.
Yep, Rochester now 3 for 15 from the stripe. UNOH only has 4 on the clock. They have to go quick, and that's almost turned over. It's put up by Fairhaven. She can't hit it. Ricky Shret has it. She has it poked away. She gets it back, and she gives it across forecourt to Smith. Smith back to Shret. Ricky Shret uses a screen from Jay Smith. She rolls nothing there. Charney gives it to Smith now. Who puts it up? She can't hit it off front rim. Rebounded by Fataya Larry.
Yeah, Larry was all over Smith down there, and they were trying to draw contact, and Smith rushed it a little bit trying to draw that contact, which is why she didn't get the layup.
Patton brings it up court. She can't hit. She gets her own rebound and is fouled on the second chance. She'll now go to the line to shoot 2. Foul is on Bodell, her first of the game, team third.
Kuyat on the bench right now. Schrott will be running point. She only sat out 1 minute in that first half, so getting a little bit of an extended break here before the fourth quarter as Warriors only up 10.
Patton hits the first at the line. Bethany Blow will come in. Jasmine Mitchell for Casey Bodell. First time Jasmine Mitchell's seen the floor tonight. Patton misses the seconds, rebounded by Valco. Valco takes it up court against Patton. Valco runs the offense, gives it to Schrett.
2-3 zone here for UNOH.
Schrett takes it inside, nothing but side of the backboard. She gets on a rebound, gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell takes it inside. She puts it up, and she puts it in. Jasmine Mitchell now in the scoring books, 1 for 1 on her first shot of the game. Rochester now up 12, 45-33.
This just shows you how deep Warriors are on their bench. That's a 12th different player to get into the game for the Warriors. That just shows you their depth on this team that won a national championship just a year ago.
12 players have played, 8 have scored. A turnover by UNOH. Rochester has a Valco to Charney. That is tipped out of bounds. Nice play there by Brianna Williams to get a hand on that ball and not let Charney get an easy layup. Valco will get a breather. Shay Kaiser will come in. This is Kaiser's second action of the night. She is yet to score. Try to inbound from under their own basket. She gets to Smith. She goes up and under. Nothing there. Own rebound. Puts it back up. Can't hit it. Schrett gets the rebound, and they'll go out of bounds off of Schrett. Schrett did not like the call, but UNOH will have the ball. 1:21 left in this third quarter. It is 45-33 Warriors. Bethany Blow brings it up for the Racers. Should have been a called travel there. Blow picked up her pivot foot. Nothing there, though. And there's a travel call that we'll get. That'll be on Tataya Hall. Rochester didn't get one travel, but UNOH committed another one, and that one was called.
I have to wonder if that's a little bit of a makeup call there, Jake. Not getting the first one, but then getting the second one.
Hall will block the inbounds pass. Rochester gets it back. 28 on their own clock, 106 on the game clock. Charney inbounds it to Schrett, who has it poked out, but they call a foul on number 40. That will be Bethany Blow.
Northwestern Ohio foul, number 40, Bethany Blow, her third.
That is Blow's third, so another bench player for the Racers in foul trouble. Ricky Schrett will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Warriors, who will try to extend this lead to 14.
Shooting 2.
Yeah, taking a look at the all-time meetings here between the two, Rochester has the favor here. It's 2-1 in the matchup. They're 1-1 at home. They played once in 2013, and then when Rochester joined the WAC last year, 2 games, home-and-home series. And the Warriors lost the one here, but then went on the road and beat UNOH.
Schrett knocks down the first at the line. She hits the second. Warriors go up 14. Blow will bring the ball up court for the Racers. Racers have not scored in a couple minutes here. Blow gives it off to Williams. Patton has it, goes back to Blow, who drives baseline. She gives it off to Hall, who's long on the 3. Rebound by Schrett. Schrett picks up her dribble, and Coach Wichner will call timeout as Schrett was trapped. Rochester is up 47-33 as they take a full timeout. You're watching the Rochester Sports Network. Both teams break the huddle. We're back here on the Rochester Sports Network. Just a reminder, folks, that the Rochester College Warriors men's team will be taking on the University of Northern Ohio men's team directly after this game, so make sure to stay tuned. Kaiser inbounds it to Schrett. Schrett is fouled by Blow. She'll go to the line and shoot 2 more. That is Blow's 4th foul.
Yeah, Warriors almost got a break there. Jade Smith was under the basket, and no one recognized it. Luckily, the coaches for UNOH caught it at the last minute and kind of freaked out before they realized they almost gave up 2 free points.
Schrett misses the first. Leticia Johnson will check in for Blow, as Blow, like I said, has 4 fouls with a quarter still to play.
As a free throw shooter, this is the last thing you want to hear. Is it's absolutely dead silent in this gym.
Schrett hits the second off front iron, goes up 15, 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Leticia Johnson brings the ball up, guarded by Jasmine Mitchell. Switches off, Kaiser now has her. And the ball is thrown out of bounds. Rochester will have it. Shot clock is turned off, 24.9 left in the 3rd quarter. Schrett has it immediately trapped. Charney passes it off to Kaiser. Nice way to break the trap. Kaiser slows it up, gets to Mitchell. Goes to Schrett down low. She doesn't care about the clock. And that is stolen. Uno pushed the ball up the court, only 9 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. They give to Johnson, and Johnson puts up a circus shot. Nothing there. Rebounded, put back up by Larry. No good. Rochester will go up 48-33 after 3 quarters. Stay with us as you're watching the Rochester Sports Network. And we are back on the Rochester College Sports Network. Your Rochester College Warriors are leading 48-33 going into the 4th quarter. A big quarter there by Jade Smith. Rochester will come out to the 4th with Kuyat, Dungeon, Schrett, Fielder, and Falco, your original starting 5. Leticia Johnson has the ball at the top of the key for the Racers. She gives it off to Hall. Larry gives it back to Johnson. Johnson's looking for something. Nothing there. Lee has it, trying to direct traffic. Still nothing. Patton takes a 3, and that is nothing but air. The couple people that are at Garth Pleasant Arena tonight letting her know that she had an air ball. Dungeon will inbound it. She gives it to Schrett. They have to break that trap again. Nicely done. Kuyat has it. She gives it to Valco. Valco gives to Fielder. She goes up. She's fouled from behind. Brooke Fielder will go to the line to shoot, too.
Yeah, Jake, and to kind of expand on what I was saying when Schrett was at the line, you would think when you're at the line, you'd want the arena dead silent, right? But, so you can focus. But it actually works as a negative against you because you like that little bit of noise. Just because when you hear this dead silence, it makes you overthink a little bit, like, oh, there's nothing. Yeah. It's just me here. When you have that little bit of noise, it's just like you're in a normal game situation. So it makes it a little bit harder on the people at the line. And as you see, Brooke misses the second one there.
Yep, Fielder knocks down 1 of 2 at the stripe. Rochester now up 16. UNOH has the ball up top, gives it to Patton. Patton gives it to number 20. Tisha Dukes, who knocks down the J from the foul line. Strat looks to push it, trying to break the trap. Valco has it. She gives it to Rio. Rio gives to Fielder. Fielder has it. She is fouled from behind. That'll be on Dukes. That'll be the second personal foul on UNOH this quarter.
That's going to be her fourth, though, Jake. Oh, they did not rule it on. Yeah, they did get it on Dukes.
They got it on Dukes. That is her fourth. Orpo will come back in for the Racers. They go straight to Fielder. She had a wide open bucket, did not see it. Kuyak gives it back to Fielder, who's double teamed, and now she is fouled, and that'll be on Patton.
Yeah, Patton tried to draw a foul right there, and they talked about it. Just a little bit of contact, and UNOH is going down tonight, and she tried to draw one there on Brooke. A no call and a good no call, but Brooke, once again, kind of rushing things a little bit, didn't turn and square to the hoop. Otherwise, she would have saw she had an easy layup and kicked it out once again.
Patton now has her second foul. That is 3 on the Racers this quarter. Rochester working the ball around. Kuyak has up top with 15 on the clock. Fielder goes to work down low. She has it poked away by Dukes. And Leticia Johnson will come up with the ball. She gives it to Patton. Patton thought about a three, did not take it. Johnson has it back up top. Dukes tripped, but UNOH retains possession. Patton has the top of the key, 10 on the shot clock. Dukes shoots a three. That is long. Kuyak comes out the pack with it. She takes it all the way in for an easy layup. Orpo wasn't even looking at Kendra Kuyak, the ball handler. She was thinking about Brooke Fielder, started shading off, and Kuyak had a wide open lane. Coach Armbruster for UNOH is not happy as Rochester now goes up 16. There's 7:53 left in this ball game. You're watching the Rochester Sports Network. And we are back on the Rochester Sports Network. Your Rochester College Lady Warriors are up 51-35 on the UNOH Racers. Dom, anything important going on?
Well, I was just looking right now at the shooting percentages per quarter, and I kind of missed it at halftime, but we shot 70% from the field in the second quarter, 7 for 10. We didn't take any threes, but 3 for 3 from the field, and kind of crazy. I shot 70%. It didn't seem like it, but good second quarter for us, and that's what's got us out to a nice lead, and we've kind of expanded on it. UNOH hasn't shot that well, shooting 20% for the game, so that's part of the reason, and they're going to call a foul there on Brooke.
I don't know how I feel about that call right there. Fielder didn't like it, but again, like I say at every broadcast, I am not a referee. I'm a broadcaster. There's a reason I'm up here, not down there. That is Brooke Fielder's first foul, though, of the game. Dukes will go to the line and shoot 2.
I guess if there's one positive to that whole situation, Jake, is that's Brooke's first. And surprisingly at this point, we're usually talking about her fourth or fifth even sometimes. And so for her to stay out of foul trouble today, and I think part of that goes to Coach Brent Witchner not playing her as many minutes as he usually does. But she's also kind of became smarter as a defender and staying out of foul trouble.
Dukes splits the pair. Valco shoots a 3 on the other end. She cannot make it. Gets her own rebound. Rio's going to shoot a 3, and that's long. Uno comes out with the rebound. Orpo has it. She pushes it. We'll have a 3 attempted by Patton. That is short and out of bounds. Rochester will get the ball back. 7:04 left in this ball game, up 15.
Patton having a rough night tonight. 4 for 11 through 3 quarters for only 11 points. Like we said, when she's played ranked teams, not scoring more than 10 points. And even though Rochester's not ranked, they're on the verge. If they keep going the way they've been playing, they are a reserve team at the moment. So when it comes to teams with better records, Patton not as effective as some of those smaller schools she's played where she's put up 20, 30 points a night.
Kuyat makes a nice little up and under move, can't get it to go. That'll be rebounded by Johnson, dribbles it off of her own foot, gets it back. I think because Kuyat touched that ball just a touch, she was able to get her dribble back. I saw you out of the corner of my eye there, Don, wondering why she didn't get called for the travel. Nice block there by Fielder. Uno gets the ball back. Patton has it. She gives it to Orpo. She shoots the 3. That is blocked by Dungeon. Valco with the rebound. She gives it to Brooke Fielder, who runs the point guard. Brooke Fielder puts it up, but she puts it in. Point guard, Brooke Fielder.
Could have even been an and one there. She drew a little bit of contact, but good job by Brooke there. 1, running the point, and 2, a nice strong take to the hoop, fighting through the contact and finishing.
Yep, Dukes tried drawing the foul, nothing there. Patton will draw the foul, though. They'll get Schreck for a foul.
Rochester foul number 2, Ricky Schroeder.
That's Schreck's 3rd. Brooke Fielder will come out of the game for Jade Smith. Fielder, a pretty nice game, but person coming in for Jade Smith has had a pretty nice game as well, so you're not losing much.
Yeah, through 3 quarters, we have 3 players in double figures. It's Devin Valco was leading the team at the intermission with 12 points. Brooke Fielder had 10 and Jade Smith had 10, so a nice spark there off the bench for Jade Smith. You've seen it all night long, and tonight she's in double figures. We'll have to see how it stacks up here at the end of the game with Brooke getting that 2-point right there.
Robin Pruitt will check in for Kendra Kuyat. Orpo will check out for the Racers. Racers down 17 with 5.5 left. You know, there's a lot of basketball. They got to get going if they want to make this a ball game. Like you said, Dom, only shooting 20% on the night. Patton shoots a 3. That one's off again. Valco has it stripped away from her, but Schreck comes out with it. Schreck pushes it. She gives it to Smith. Pump fakes, gives it to Dungeon, to Valco, to Pruitt. A lot of ball movement here for Rochester. Nice ball movement. Jade Smith misses it. She goes off front iron. Johnson comes out of the pack for Uno.
I think 2 big differences between these teams tonight, Jake, and it's shown the way it has dictated on the scoreboard. 1, the speed of the guards. Rochester playing a lot faster with their guard speed and attacking the basket when they can. 2nd, just more aggressive, physically tougher than UNOH. And when they use that guard speed or they get it down low, they're just attacking the basket and staying tough.
Dukes gets a layup down on Uno's end, but coming back, Devin Valco hits a 3 for the Warriors, puts them back up 18 with 4:30 left in this contest. Patton looked for something, nothing there. They went to Farahane, nothing for her, and nothing again for Uno. Had 4 possessions there, couldn't convert at all. Schreck comes out the rebound, gives it to Pruitt, who gives it to Valco. Back to Pruitt, who drives it inside. She puts it up, and it rolls off back iron. Rebounded by Larry. Johnson comes up with it.
Jake, I just looked at the stat sheet from the 3rd quarter. Ricky Schratt needs 3 more points, and she'll have a double-double tonight.
That Ricky Schratt has by far been one of our best players tonight, as she is every night. But tonight more than usual, she's been very scrappy, very smart with the ball in a game where we've seen a lot of sloppy mistakes like we saw there. Uno gets the steal. Patton goes up for the layup. She is fouled by Jade Smith. That's her 2nd. Patton will get 2 from the line.
Here's where she makes her money, Jake. You mentioned it in the open. Scoring most of her points from the free throw line.
Yep, she's an 80% free throw shooter on the season, but she misses the first For Rochester, Bodell will check in for Dungeon, and Pruitt will check in for Schreck. Looks like their nights will be over. All starters except for Valco are out of the game. I would expect Valco to come out of the game here in just a minute.
Yeah, Jake, even though that Patton is a 80% free throw shooter as she knocks that one down, she's just 50% tonight, 2 for 4 from the line. Struggling a little bit in her game.
Pruitt takes it inside, puts up a floater. Nice move there, Reggie Jackson-esque. Blow will bring it up for the Racers, who are now down 19. Jasmine Mitchell heads to the scores table. I would expect to see her come in for Devin Valco. Patton passes it out to the corner. Nothing there for Hall. She hands it off. Nothing but air for Anna Farahane. Jasmine Mitchell will come in for Valco. We have Olivia Farrell about to check in as well. Farrell will come in for, I'm guessing, Jade Smith.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Jake. They beat me to it. I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled Jade Smith out here as well. So now I'd say the first 6 really now on the bench for the Warriors.
The only person to not have played yet tonight for the Warriors is Lauren Weiss. I'd expect to see Weiss and Kaiser get off the bench here in a minute. I mean, Rochester's up 19 with 3 minutes left. Witcher might as well let his players get some run. Pruitt almost turns it over, but she does not. Mitchell has it. She puts it up, and that's in off glass. Rochester now up 21. This ball game is all but over, folks. Just 2:45 left in the game. Remember, after this game, the Rochester College Warriors men's team will take on the UNOH Racers. Tip is scheduled for 7:30, so stay tuned for that game. Brianna Williams takes it inside for Uno and scores. Pruitt is trapped. She gives it off to Butler, who is trapped on the sideline. Ball will stay with Rochester.
Yeah, we'll take a look ahead real quick. For UNOH, they play Siena Heights, Concordia, Grace Christian, and Midway. They beat Midway earlier in the season, so for them, even though they're sitting at 3-5, now we'll move to 3-6 on the season. A couple winnable games in their future.
Rochester gets the ball. Bodell blows a wide open layup, and then Farrell gets called for the travel down low. 2:16 left in this game. 60-41 Rochester.
I know we've seen that Concordia team. They're pretty young as well, a little inexperienced, and they're having a little bit of a rough season as well. So it'll be a good matchup for this UNOH team. So maybe another win against Midway and a win against Concordia can get them closer to 500 on the season.
Jatiah Hall misses a 3 there. Bodell makes that layup, has now pushed the Rochester lead to 21 with 1:49 left in the contest. Bethany Blow brings the ball up the court. Lauren Weiss looks to check in. We have a foul that's going to be on Jasmine Mitchell, number 23.
Rochester foul, 23, Jasmine Mitchell, her first.
That'll be Mitchell's first foul. Lauren Weiss and Griffin Burton will both check in as Rochester has cleared its bench for the night. Bodell and Butler will take a seat. Minute 38 left in this contest. It'd be nice to see if Burton or Weiss can get a shot to drop.
Yeah, well, obviously they'll have to take a shot with the shot clock still in play, but I don't think Rochester's going to be too aggressive here with possession of the basketball.
Maddie Schulte will come back into the game for Jatiah Hall, who's split at the line. It is 62-42 Rochester. Minute 38 left in the game. Mitchell will inbound. She gives it to Pruitt, but it is stolen by no one else than Schulte.
If you're Pruitt, you got to come back to the basketball there. You can't wait for it to be inbounded. You got to move to it. She almost had it stolen away from her again.
Burton has the ball. She beats the press, gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell works on the right wing, gives it back to Pruitt. Be a foul on the drive. That'll be on Brianna Williams.
Ritzer's foul number 3, Brianna Williams.
There it is again, just our speed of our guards beating the defense there for UNOH and having to get a foul to stop Pruitt on the drive.
Pruitt inbounds the ball. They're looking for Farrell down low. Nothing there. Have to go all the way outside to Mitchell. 1:20 left in the game. Pruitt comes for the ball from Mitchell. Lauren Weiss wide open on the corner. No one saw her. Farrell sets a screen. Nice roll. She puts it up. Cannot put it in. Almost goes in. Just rolls out. Olivia Farrell will go to the line to shoot two. The red shirt freshman.
Northwestern Ohio foul number 3, Brianna Williams, her third. 22.
Brianna Williams called for the foul. That will be her third.
Yeah, real quick look at the schedule for Rochester. We play Madonna this weekend, and then we got Aquinas on the road that starts a 4-game homestand, and Aquinas also a reserve team. And then we got U of M Dearborn, Concordia, which we beat earlier this season, and then we have an exhibition against Oakland on December 12th before playing, which will be a good tune-up for number 22, Cardinal Stritch University in a holiday tournament.
Yeah, Rochester, both men's and women's team, always have an exhibition game against Oakland University, kind of our crosstown rival almost, even though they're a Division I team. Coach Greg Campy of the Golden Grizzlies men's team is very close with former head coach Garth Pleasant and his son, current head coach Clint Pleasant. Always a fun matchup to go see. That will be at the arena. That game will be December 17th at 7 o'clock. If you're a Warriors fan, you should come out to that one. It's always fun to visit the arena. Rochester calls a 30-second timeout. We will stay here as there's only 57.7 left in the game. My best guess, Dom, is that Coach Brett Witchner is drawing up a play to get either Weiss or Griffin Burton open.
Well, Jake, we've scored at least 14 points every quarter here, so that's a good thing. The last 2 quarters in the second and third, we scored 17 apiece. So if one of them can knock down a 3 right here, it'll continue the trend and make it 17 here again in the fourth quarter. I think one thing they're really trying to drop is how to break this press so we don't turn it over. I mean, even though a turnover wouldn't kill us, we're close to 20 on the night, so don't want to get that.
Nice pass by Weiss to Burton to break the press, but Burton's pass is picked off. Schulte will take it up, and she'll lay it in. 48 left in the game. Weiss inbounds to Burton. Burton has it stolen away, and now a foul will be on Burton. Like I said earlier before the game, Dom, Rochester in their last 2 games, which have both been wins, have been averaging 70 points per contest. Right now at 62, they will not get to 70 on the night unless something wild happens, which I do not expect to happen. But averaging over 60 points per game in 3 games in a row, which will all be wins, is very good for a team that is a reserve team, like you said.
Well, unfortunately, Devin Velko is not going to hit the 20-point mark again tonight, but in retrospect, Patton's not going to hit it either, so I guess it's a win-win situation for the Warriors, and you get a lot of your bench players in tonight and a chance to get some experience, and they're getting pressed a little bit, so we're working on how to break that as well.
Weiss passes it to Griffin Burton. Griffin Burton puts it up and in for the layup. She gets her first points of the night. Only player not to score is Lauren Weiss. We have 25 seconds left in this game. Shot clock turned off. Jasmine Mitchell rebound. Gives it to Weiss. Weiss has a breakaway layup. She says, I don't care. I'm getting me a bucket today. And Weiss gets a bucket. Everybody on Rochester College has scored. Everybody on Rochester College has played. As there's 10 seconds left in this game, Rochester will win this contest. It's a matter of by how much. It will end up being 66 to 49. Rochester will move to 9-2 on the season, 4-1 in conference, 3-6 on the season, 0-4 in conference. This game has ended. Like I said earlier, the Rochester College men's team will be next. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, so stay tuned here on the Rochester Sports Network. For Dominic Santina, our cameraman Peter Green, graphics Daniel Higgins, I'm Jacob Rogers saying so long for this one.